Treater. Is the devil wearing satin tap pants?
There are those who would say that the story which follows could happen only in a dream.
Movie bad.
Regardless of where it could happen, this is the way it did happen.
Movie go away.
The story involves Bill Dudley, a mighty darn good wholesale bakery salesman.
And that's about
A
it.
character named Red, who actually is nothing more than a file clerk. And one named Whitey, who is similarly employed, so to speak.
Hey, Whitey!
It all starts in this rather strange and out-of-this-world office, which keeps the sales records of every wholesale bakery salesman on Earth. Or so the story goes.
Well, it's your story.
Whitey is entrusted with the records of good salesmen.
Hate movie.
Red, the other kind.
The fugitive kind.
Now, it seems that Red and Whitey never see eye to eye on this.
How are you doing?
This leads to many arguments. Our story opens in the midst of one.
Oh.
Must you beat on that confounded thing
you
all
okay?
the time?
Yeah, guess it kind of wore
I
off.
am not beating.
Weird.
I'm playing.
Well, whatever it is, it sounds awful.
You're just peeved because another breadfruit salesman has been transferred from your record to mine.
Bill Dudley!
Oh, Tony!
I'll get him back on my records again.
Looks like it's casual day at 3 a.m.
He's my kind of a salesman, that boy. Down, down, down.
Through a burning ring of fire.
Marvelous record.
But what about this?
Ah.
Which, of course, is the reason he's now in my ledger.
No fair. There was a war.
Strictly a temporary condition.
I'll win a Tony one day.
Why, at the slightest excuse, he'll slip back into his old habit of taking life easy. The way a smart salesman should.
You're talking through your horns again.
Wouldn't want to make a little bet on that now, would you?
Like what?
Oh, say,
$1.
a new set of asbestos points for my pitchfork against
You'd think hell would just provide those.
a new set of strings for that thing.
On the level?
Strictly on the level. Of course, if you're afraid.
I'll become Dr. Smith.
I don't frighten easily. Go on.
Talent's turning blue. Could we have some heat,
Well,
please?
now, suppose an attractive young lady were to ride the route with this Bill Dudley.
Yes.
Say she's a magazine writer and is after material for an article. Say she makes fun of the way he works.
Say I'm starring in Forever Plan.
That's all it'd take to get him back into my way of selling again.
You think so, huh?
I'm willing to bet on it.
So I guess. But how could we up here fix it so that a magazine writer down there...
Has my dance belt shifted?
Oh, no. No, not me.
Why not? The trip will do you good.
I'll cover your phones.
Of course, I haven't been down there in a long
He has a
time.
receding hairline.
Even on business.
That's the way to talk. And perhaps, as a little added distraction from his work...
I'll do community theater.
I'll make you bigger,
Yes.
stronger.
But perhaps something a little more,
Mamie Eisenhower-y? Never let the devil dress
or
you.
perhaps even...
Oh, no, don't you dare. No magic and no miracles. It's against the rules. If I go, I'll go like this.
Undercover angel.
Oh. All right. Is it a bet?
They're operating under a different theology.
All right, it's a bet. I'll put this Bill Dudley to the test.
Dun, 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 dun.
Try new enriched stuff. Just saw Howard Hughes in the desert.
Let me see if I got this whole thing straight now. You're a writer,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to do an article on modern food merchandising.
That's right.
And you work for the
Boss said
devil.
it was okay for you to ride with me today.
Uh-huh.
And it's the 50s.
Well, it's okay with me then, but I'd sure have a tough time making my wife believe this one.
Well, so would I.
Come on.
So you can bilocate and assume animal form.
She's gonna blow the lid off the whole bread wholesaling racket. She's naming names.
Never mind those magazines. I barely read them. Except for American Muscle Woman. That's interesting. Now, we unload the first van at William Conrad's house.
They leave orphan bread on people's doorsteps?
Why do they keep the bread in dresser drawers?
This is Charles Kuralt. I'm gonna leave you now with images of bread.
All right, my life is hell. What do you want from me?
How do you mess up at this job?
Well, that's how Whitey started out to prove her point. But Red was not far behind.
That's how Whitey keeps us down.
Hey, you're not down here just for the ride, you know. Start working on the guy. We got a bet on.
Even the devil won't go to the Bronx.
It kind of sucks. I gotta take your notes, lady.
Hey, can I split your top and butter your buns?
Say, you know, this seems to be an awfully dull job that you have.
Oh? What gave you that idea?
It wasn't my... I mean, well, after all, it is just a delivery man's job, isn't it?
Not just.
Young lady, take it from me. Any guy who thinks this is just a delivery job belongs in a coal truck, not a bread booth.
I'm running you in, lady. You're under arrest for impeding bread delivery.
So then Mabel said to me, well, why did you wear those earrings? And then we went to 9 West, but we couldn't find anything we wanted because I have really wide feet, but sometimes I can find stuff at Payless. Anywho, Cindy told me that Victoria's Secret was just around the corner, and she said they're having a sale, and she knows I'm really broke right now, so I confronted her, and, well...
I better call the cops on her.
I never sat on a loaf of bread before. It feels great.
Maybe I should take that job as a mouseketeer.
She doesn't shut up pretty soon. I'm going to stuff her full of croutons.
Get your buns out of my truck.
Quit loafing in my van. You really take the cake. you got a lot of crust to come around here.
Come on, you and me, mano a mano.
Now let's take a look at the lighter side of wholesale bread delivery.
Young lady, you sit there. I'll be right back.
I need some time alone with my bread. Doesn't she look smart? Today's career gal in her new fashions from Weebles. Meow. The Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Well?
Well, I told him I thought he was a dope not to work it, to be the first one in every day.
Good.
Stanley.
I told him I thought all this push on getting good displays, just a lot of front office talk.
Couldn't have phrased it better myself.
Why keep a close check on how your load's going, I said. You can always dump it on the last half dozen stops.
Excellent. And what did he say?
Nothing. That's the trouble. He just sat there listening and looking very thoughtful.
There, you see? What did I tell you? My bet's practically won.
Gee, you know, I would have sworn that nothing could make him slip back into his old selling ways.
Frosty malts.
Must be new on the force.
I got donuts.
Okay.
Come back.
You talked, I've listened. Now it's my turn. I talk and you listen. First of all, take a look. A loaf of bread.
Eat every piece.
An important food, a healthy food, and a basic food that can be served in more than 100 different ways.
Actually, one.
Give a look. Not just one kind of bread, but a whole variety. And not only bread, but a whole variety of all types of baked goods.
Are you, by any chance, trying to say that you think this business of yours is important?
That's exactly the way I feel about it.
I have to. It's all I got.
There's something about that guy's tone of voice I don't like.
It's so
Well, just because we're important in the food picture doesn't mean a guy can sit back and take it easy on this job.
Why not?
It's jerks like that that end up as supervisors.
It's the circus of the devil.
No, thanks. I use toilet paper.
If you're going to tempt a guy, don't send Claire Booth loose.
Please observe silence while visiting the bread memorial.
You know,
Sausage.
when I first started on the route, I acted like it was nothing more than a delivery job.
I don't care.
Take this grocer Goodwill business.
There's not an article
I
in
used
this.
to go after that. Why, I used to
Look,
go
I
into
have to
stores
call
and slam doors.
Hey, Dr. Giggles.
You duffy old boy. How's the old miser today? Counting your gold again, huh?
I had a Brooklyn accent and a different personality.
When bread wholesalers terrorize the community. Everybody down, the bread man is here.
I'll do anything you say.
Let the reign of terror end.
That's Christine Jorgensen.
Oh, sorry, Duff.
Not the Happy's Ripple Chips.
So I'm done, huh? See you again, Duff.
It must have been awful.
Well, maybe it wasn't quite that bad. Anyway, today I go after a grocer's goodwill a little different. I'll show you.
Watch me come on to a grocer.
Morning, Mr. Marco.
Come on. Just putting the salmon balls away.
Mr. Marco, you want my coffee ring today? Sure be a shame if something bad happened to your store here.
How are you today?
I'm a feel lousy.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Because I like you, Mr. Marco.
Hey, something new.
Be a shame if this ran over your kid.
Hey, these are pretty slick.
You noticed that, eh?
Sure did. Yeah, I bet your customers will go for them, too.
With my customers, maybe yes and maybe no. We'll see.
Go on, you know doggone well they will.
Okay, they will. Don't hurt
Be right
me.
back.
I played it nice this time, see?
You see, I want every grocer on my route thinking,
What a moron.
That Bill Dudley is okay. Never slams doors. Always seems friendly, always got a smile.
What's he on?
Always interested in my store, treats my place with respect.
What does he want from
Never
me?
slams his trays around or makes a nuisance of himself.
Why can't he leave me alone?
I like to do business with salesmen like that.
But his bread sucks.
believe me, building up goodwill is important. Without it, you get nowhere in selling today. Look, why don't you stay here and rest a minute while I go in and check the sales? Don't run off now.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it.
Devil's gonna show up as a hooker now.
Mahavishnu Orchestra.
I don't like the way that guy's yakking.
I do.
You would.
You're a girl.
If you want my opinion, he's in a rut.
Oh, well, if you want mine, he's in the groove.
Thanks for the match, lady.
What, Matt? Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Haven't I seen that guy before somewhere?
Beer wine. Wine made from fresh beer.
Now, I was going to tell you about the second bullseye of mine. Plus volume. One way to go after it is to use this and this.
A hat and a pad.
What's this?
That, my young lady, is my business Bible. I've got a complete and up-to-date picture on every stop on my route.
Measurements of every woman in my route.
I know exactly what sells in each store and what doesn't. I know what new items I've tried in each stop. How each one is done. No guesswork. The facts are all there, and they're up to date.
You're reaching out, aren't you?
Well, team up these facts with a little bit of this, and you can go after plus volume without the risk of getting stuck with a lot of returns.
So a guy gets returns, so what? Let the boss worry about him.
Going over to Al Lewis's house.
But why does the strip club need bread?
Here's something else a fella can do to get plus volume. Watch me in here.
Oh, no, run! I can't believe I had to waste him.
You didn't have to shoot him in the face.
Oop, forgot the bread.
Say, Mr. O'Connor.
I don't live with my
Yes,
mother.
Bill? I'm putting in a half a dozen of these new sweet doughs. They went over so good last year, we're running them again.
You telling me how to run my
Since
store?
it's a good profit item, I'm sure you want to keep an eye on them, see how they're going.
Look, I got a restraining order on
Here's a
you.
sample. See for yourself how good they are.
Oh, thanks, Bill.
Take it out of the wrapper first.
You see, talking it up is another key to getting plus volume. You can get in a good plug when you introduce a new package, a new product, or a special.
Yeah, that's how it works.
The more you talk it up, the better chance of getting him to push it.
Then the kids will buy it.
But what was all this mumbo-jumbo business with so many of this at so much and so many of that at so much at the last store?
Oh, the count check. That's something I always do before I put the stuff on the shelves. Avoids mix-ups later on.
Thanks for the
And this is
carousel.
especially important in big bakery departments. You see, in supermarkets, there are a lot of bakery salesmen coming in.
They're like roaches.
The count check also reminds the grocer of what baked goods of mine he's got to sell.
Niels Bohr buys groceries.
The better he knows my products, the better chance of getting his help in selling them. And that makes for plus volume for me.
And that means money. Money I can cover my naked
Then
butt
there's
with.
that third bullseye of mine, selling displays. You know,
I'm filled with resentment.
that can be a little rough. You see, well, take this route of mine. I've got all kinds of bread racks and display shelves. Some of them are pips. I guess other guys' roots are the same way. I used to give up easy on displays. I had only one rule I followed.
Kill or be killed.
As long as the stuff didn't fall on the floor while I was there, it was okay.
I was a sick man.
No more, though.
Now I just throw it on the floor.
Believe me, there's no trick or mystery to building good selling displays.
Well, a platypus could do my job.
Just stack the bread so the brand name shows best. And shows off the bread to best advantage.
I love each of my loaves.
And give the specialty loaves the best display space. And don't squash bread to get it in. If a store is selling more bread than I got room for in my display space,
then we got a
I
problem.
talk to the grocer about giving me more room. Say, near the checkout counters. Or on the counter next to the register.
Maybe I rough him up. Maybe I bust his chops.
Now, baked goods are impulse items, too. So I always display them as near eye level as I can. So they're easy to see and easy to reach.
Never put donuts next to the kitty
When you
litter.
figure a shopper spends an average of only 35 seconds in a baked goods department,
Hey, lady,
there's not much time for your display to work on them.
I'm especially brat. Eat
So
me.
display it within easy reach, group the items together, keep from burying any item out of sight.
In a shallow grave.
But you know,
Sometimes I want to put a bullet in my
a lot of
skull.
the other bread boys are doing that much. So how do you get the jump on them?
Maybe rough him up a little.
With special display and promotion ideas. Take the other day. I noticed the stop on my route was running a special on hamburger. Okay. So I talked the grocer into including rolls and a special display next to the hamburger.
It didn't work.
That's where getting goodwill pays off. If you got the grocer's goodwill, you can get extra selling displays in the store built around special promotions. Picnic displays, especially good just before holidays and weekends in summer. School lunch idea displays, especially good in fall.
He's going over the edge. Stop him.
Better breakfast displays, or any others that tie in with national promotions.
I'm making over $3 million a year.
Seasonal promotion displays. Fruitcakes around Thanksgiving and
Speaking
Christmas.
of fruitcakes.
Hot cross buns and Easter cakes at Easter time.
Funeral breads, war breads.
Displays that suggest ideas for all types of entertaining.
Okay, we'll buy
I
the
use
bread.
all the banners and cards and streamers or printed promotional material I can get. Anything to give any display more sales.
Triumph of the bread!
But all this talk of mine boils down to just this. This is a tough business, a mighty competitive business.
I've been shot
But
twice.
for the guy who aims for grosser goodwill, plus volume, and selling displays,
Divided by
it can be
4.
a darn good one, too.
Well, now, that was quite a speech.
Oh, I'm sorry if I bored you.
Bored me? Oh, no, quite the opposite.
You terrified
Tell
me.
me, how in the world do you get all those things done?
Oh, the whole secret to that is taking it in small chunks.
And uppers, Dexies,
Maybe
Smeed.
1 week I'm shooting for special displays in 10 of my best stops. Next week, 10 more, and so on. After all, that's only 2 a day. Or maybe my goal for this week is to spend a couple of extra minutes in my biggest volume stops just to work on goodwill.
I steal bikes on the side.
Always got something cooking at a few stops. Always something aimed at one of these bullseyes. Grosser goodwill, plus volume, selling displays.
And are you sure nobody could unsell you on these things?
Not a chance. I like the payoff too much.
$5 a week.
Well, don't you ever slip up?
You coming on to me?
Sure, I'm just as human as the next guy. That's why I keep these bullseyes handy, so that a small slip-up doesn't turn into a big trip-up.
Oh,
Well, off to the races. What do you say?
Make sure you stock your truck up so that you don't, well, you know.
Damn you all to my place.
It's going to turn out the bread truck driver's Jesus.
And another great thing about bread. It's really great.
Yeah,
when you-
that's fine. Thank you.
Hope you accept bread in your life.
To sell this piece of tripe to a magazine? Jeez.
Grosser goodwill, plus volume.
Fey acting.
Displays.
Flamboyant
Okay,
prancing.
so you want to bet. But Bill Dudley's just one guy.
Oh, well, maybe I better drop down and see some of the other fellows on your list.
Oh, no, you don't.
I just waxed that.
After all, that was only a bet. But from now on, I'm going to keep a pretty close watch on these guys.
Especially when they're showering.
And so will I.
Smoke on the water. Okay, Jerry, shut off the projector.
Some broad, eh, guys? Just kidding, of course. But you want to remember the 3 basic points. Plus factor.